Hey guys, I wanted to share a few thoughts with you today. I'm in my classroom because it's like 100 degrees outside and it's the only quiet room right now. So I have noticed over the last year and a half or so, as I have chatted with sisters and brothers in the Lord about the scriptures, about different stances on different verses and things like that, that even if someone is not viewing scripture through a doctrine or a system, through the lens of a certain doctrine or system, it is still very possible to view scripture through a lens of some sort. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. I want you to test and see if you view scripture through a lens of some truth, maybe that you are very passionate about, that you feel like the Lord has shown you, revealed to you, that you have seen and experienced, and it could be true, a true truth, something that is very true and you're passionate about and excited about. But are you looking at all of scripture through that lens? And that's what I guess I wanted to bring up today, is to just test and see if that applies to you at all. Test and see if you see it in others around you. I have seen it, and I never really knew it was a thing until, like I said, the last year and a half or so. It's very interesting that people will have some truth that they're passionate about, and you can be having a biblical discussion about, what do you think 1 Corinthians 13 means? And they have like this whole other interpretation based off of this truth that they love so much, that they're passionate about, that has reached their heart, and that I believe has come from the Lord for them. And I actually agree with the truth that they're excited about. I just can't look at 1 Corinthians 13 that way, because to me, the context of 1 Corinthians 13 doesn't leave room for that truth that is so beautiful and wonderful and true. It doesn't have anything to do with this, you know? So there's like this good intention and excitement and genuineness, and that's good, but the Bible is a collection of historical documents, right? And so they have historical context. And so you have to view them through that historical context. You have to consider their genre. You have to consider who they were written to and who they were written by, and what the message was for that person, and what was going on in history in that time that it was written, what it would have meant to those people in that time. You have to consider all of that. If you don't, you lose the meaning. And even when we know as much as we can about the historical context, we still can't fully grasp the meaning sometimes, because we don't live in that time. And so something's already lost. So then you're just losing more when you don't read in historical context. So yes, there's definitely application that applies today, that we can pull from the scriptures, from stories, from epistles, from the wisdom books. There's universal laws that we can pull from them that apply to everybody, and it's just life. There's wisdom, and there's also instructions for Christians that we can pull. Even though we were not there, we know it's true. It's a universal instruction for the church. So that's there too, of course. But then there's some stuff that's not even that spiritual. It's just like, information from Paul to Timothy, or Paul to the Thessalonians. And then there's some stuff that just gives you deeper understanding of, the end times or the current age. And that's good too. It's just not all going to be this miraculous spiritual message every single verse. And so when we try to make the Bible, I guess, over spiritual, I feel like we do it a disservice to ourselves, because it is filled with spiritual wisdom and life, but it is also a historical document that you have to handle that way. And there's a mix of intellectual approach and spiritual approach. So I don't know. I just wanted to present that thought to you. Of course, there are lenses we view scripture through, which are false doctrines, and we get rid of that. But there are truths that we view too much of scripture through when it's might be a true thing, but it doesn't apply here. And so what we're after is the actual interpretation of the thing we're reading. And to do that, to grasp and get that, we've got to read it in the appropriate genre with historical context. So I just wanted to challenge you guys on that today, share that with you. And I would love to hear any thoughts you have about this. If you've experienced this yourself, hearing it from others, or if you have experienced it yourself, that you've discovered it about yourself, or maybe now this will challenge you to test if you do this. And if you do, to identify it and view the scriptures as they were meant to be read versus through lenses that we create on our own sometimes. I hope that makes sense. I will be making more videos soon. Until then, God bless you guys and see you next time.